Okay, so we're going to go over section 1.7 today. We're going to look at solving absolute value equations. We've looked at solving all the other equations so far, so absolute value is going to be the last one we're going to look at before you guys test on Thursday. So absolute value has two answers, a positive answer, so x is equal to -5, or equal to 5, and a negative answer, x is equal to -5. So you'll always have two answers. Well, move. Problem solve here, Fawn. Problem solve. Okay, so if we're given the absolute value of x, those are our absolute value bars, absolute value of x equals 4, then I know that x is going to equal 4, or I know that x is going to equal -4. Okay, so let's look at another one. So we have 4, the absolute value of x plus 2 equals 4. We have to get our absolute value bars by themselves, so we need to get rid of this 4 first. So how do I get rid of multiplication? Divide. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4. So I get the absolute value of x plus 2 is equal to, what's 24 divided by 4? 6. Okay, so now my absolute value bars are themselves, so I can break this up into my two solutions. So I get x plus 2 is equal to 6, and x plus 2 is equal to -6.
Look, what are the pieces that will cancel?
Plus 2 minus 2. I'll answer your question in a second. All right, what's 6 minus 2? 4. And -6 minus 2? -8. So my answers are 4 and -8. No, only the things outside the absolute value bars go negative, Nikki. So only the 6 goes negative because it's outside of the absolute value bars. Yes. Okay.
In yellow?
So let's look at the absolute value. -3 equals 4. We need to get our absolute value bars by themselves. So how do I get rid of a -3? Add 3. So I get the absolute value of x equals 7. And since then my absolute value bars are by themselves, now I can break it up into my two answers. What my two answers be? Perfect. And -7. Okay, so let's look at then 1b. We have equals the absolute value of x minus 2.5. Are absolute value bars by themselves? Yes, right? By themselves. These are all alone. So x minus 2.5 equals 8, and x minus 2.5 -8. Okay, and then how do I get rid of a minus 2.5? 2.5. Okay, what's 8 plus 2.5? 10.5. What's -8 plus 2.5? -5.5. So we get -5.5 and 10.5 to be our answers. Okay, if we look at 2a, x plus 3 plus 4 equals 4. We need to get these by themselves. So what do we need to get rid of first? The plus 4, okay, because it's outside of our absolute value bar. So how do I get rid of a plus 4? Subtract 4. So then I get absolute value of x plus 3 equals 0. Once I have these by themselves, that's my two answers. So I would get x plus 3 equals 0. Okay, so -0. But since we don't have a -0, we can just ignore that one, because 0 is the same thing as 0. Okay, so then we just need to solve just the left side. So x plus 3 equals 0. How do I get rid of a plus 3? Subtract. So we'll subtract 3. So x equals negative 3. That doesn't look like a negative 3. There we go. If we did the same thing over here, subtracted 3 and subtracted 3, then we'd get the same answer. That's why we only have to do it once. So when that happens, you'll have two answers. It'll just be the answers are exactly the same, so you only have to do one of them. Okay, so let's look at one more. We'll go ahead and get started. So I equal the absolute value of x plus 2 plus 8.
6.
So I need to get my absolute value by themselves.
2.
I need to get rid of first the 8. Okay, so I get rid of a plus 8, minus 8. So the absolute value of x plus 2 equals, what's 5 minus 8? Negative 3. Okay, now we would normally then go x plus 2 equals negative 3, x plus 2 equals positive 3. But we can't do any of that because you can never have an absolute value that equals a negative. Okay, once you take it out of the box, it can equal a negative. But if you get to this point and then you break it up and you have equal some negative number, then you know right away that you have no solutions. Okay, so if you see it equaling a negative, then it'll be solutions.